Hi guys, Dave O'Dart here with another little lesson for YouTube. Today is all about understanding time signatures, in particular for the Trinity College London examinations, where recognising a time signature is part of the unpitched oral test. So hopefully today I will be able to explain it in a way that you will be able to understand and that it will help you on the day of your exam. For grade 1, you need to be able to understand 3 time signatures. They are 2/4, 3/4 and 4/4. But first off, you need to know what a time signature is. If you don't, this is what a time signature is. It's 2 numbers at the beginning of a piece of music that tell you 2 important things about that piece of music. It tells you how to count the rhythm by telling you how many beats are in a bar, and also it tells you the type of note that you're counting as a beat. Now initially I found this really tricky because I'd been brought up on notes being called crotchets and quavers and semiquavers, and it was only when somebody told me about quarter notes, eighth notes and 16th notes that suddenly the light bulb went off and I understood it fully. So 2/4 means 2 quarter notes in every bar. If you were counting that, it would be 1, 2, 1, 2. When the examiner plays it, they will play a steady quarter note pulse or crotchet pulse on the sticks, and then they will play the pattern on the snare drum, making number 1 stand out. Something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Without me counting, you've then got to use your ear to try and listen out for those pulses. It's very easy to actually count the notes that the examiner plays rather than the pulse. So I would suggest when the examiner is clicking their sticks, you nod your head in time with that pulse, or just gently tap your leg, but keep tabs on that pulse, because when they start playing, that is what you're going to be counting. As I said, number 1 is always loud. So I'm going to play it again, but this time I'm not going to count. You can clearly hear that there's a loud pulse every 2 beats. You also need to know 3/4 and 4/4. So to quickly explain that, 3/4 means 3 quarter notes in a bar. It will sound like this as a pulse. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So when they play it on the snare drum, they will give you a pulse. There'll be no emphasis, just clicking of the sticks, and then they'll play. They will play the example twice, which gives you 2 times to try and think of the answer. When you're asked for the answer, give it promptly, because if you delay and you and ah, they'll think you're guessing and they won't reward you the points. 4/4 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when the examiner plays it, they'll state the pulse and then they'll play it. When you get to grade 2, you still need to know 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, although the examples they give might be slightly more tricky to understand when you're listening to them. But they also add in 6/8. Now 6/8, again, when I was first trying to understand this, it was kind of just one of those numbers that didn't really mean a lot to me. But then when I was told that 6/8 has still got 2 beats, but each beat has got 3 notes, giving me 6/8 notes, it suddenly sort of clicked. So with 6/8, it's 2 beats in a bar, but it's going to have more of a triplet feel. 1 under, 2 under, 1 under, 2 under, 1 under, 2 under. So when you hear that, you're going to know that it's not 2/4, it's going to be 6/8. Something like this. So it stands out. Grade 3, you've got the same thing. You've got 2/4, 3/4, 4/4 and 6/8. But at grade 4, they add in 9/8 and 12/8. So if you think of 2/4 being the cousin of 6/8, 3/4 is the cousin of 9/8 because you've got 3 beats with 3 notes, 3, 6, 9. And 4/4 is the cousin of 12/8. You've got 4 beats with 3 notes in it, 3, 6, 9, 12. So when you're listening to the examiner play that time signature, you've got to listen to whether the feel of what he's playing has got more of a triplet feel base to it, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a so on, or whether it's got a straight feel, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You've then got to work out how many beats he's playing. Is it 2, 3 or 4? 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. If you can work out how many beats is in that piece of music they're playing, and whether it's got a sort of a bouncy triplet feel or whether it's got a straight feel, you can then work out which time signature it is. Moving on to grade 5, you've then got 5/4. So this is going to sound slightly odd. There's going to be a distance between each of those main accents because the loud note is going to be every 5 beats. And also I should say at this point, at grade 4 and grade 5, they also like to miss out one of the accents at the beginning of the bar. In other words, have a rest, which makes recognizing the time signatures trickier still, I'm afraid. Let me give you an example of that. So I'm going to play a rhythm in 3/4 on the snare drum, but on bar 2, I'm going to rest the first beat. Even with me resting that first beat, when you were counting it, you would have counted up to 6 and then thought, hang on, 6 isn't an option. When he plays it for the second time, you can hear that there's a loud note every 3 beats, therefore it's 3/4. Going back to 5/4, 5/4 will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, sounds slightly odd, and they do like to throw that one in when you reach grade 5 and above. Grade 6, it states that any time signature can be given. In my experience, I've only known it to be 5/8 or 7/8. And on the times where I've sort of questioned people in the know about how they count in 5/8 and 7/8, they say that they count in using 1/8 notes. So, thinking about it, I've just played 5/4 and the pulse was quarter notes, so it's slow and steady. If the pulse is fast, the chances are you're going to be looking at a time signature counting 1/8 notes. I'm afraid it's not cut and dry here because some examiners have told me that they count in with quarter notes, some have told me they count in with 1/8 notes, and vice versa. And therefore, what I'm telling you is advice, it's not gospel, okay? But yes, if it's 5/8 or 7/8, the pulse is going to be fast. So let's do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there we have it. That's time signatures. I really hope that helps. If not, feel free to send me a question to my email address, which is dave@davo.drums.uk. And as you can see in the background here, as I'm plugging it, this is my book, the Rock and Pop Rhythm Workouts for the Modern Drummer. If you're between grades 1 and 4 and you want some additional study material that's going to give you lots of sight reading and lots of work on timekeeping and style, then this book will really help you. So, little plug, my book, The Rock and Pop Rhythm Workouts for the Modern Drummer. Until next time, guys, bye.